hear things now. I do so believe. What's my channel on Twitch? Channel. Testing. Testing. Aha! I can hear myself. Awesome. Testing. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's what we want. I'm gonna. Okay, what's the desktop volume? Let's just turn this down for a sec. You know, just so I can hear myself. That's not gonna do it if it's mute. Okay. Okay. Right. Welcome everyone. We've restart. We're gonna forget that last stream ever happened. This is the stream. This is a teapot called home. This is what the stream is. See, even my phone's saying confirming I'm live. That is absolutely awesome. Oh, you followed my Instagram, Emma. Thank you. If you ever watch this back. Oh, it's very lovely of you. Right. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone had a good Christmas, good Boxing Day if you celebrate those. Hopefully you didn't actually box anyone on Boxing Day. Actually, that would be kind of funny if you did. But welcome to the stream. We're gonna forget that last stream ever happened. Welcome. Yes, you came back. I'm so proud of you. Everything works now. I can hear things. The problem was that I went into my actual sound settings on my laptop and it was set to a completely different thing, which I don't fucking know why for output, but yeah. It's good now. I can hear things. I'll turn the volume on when I'm done with this whole intro. But yeah, did you have a good Christmas, Emma, if you celebrated at all? Also, thank you for following, Thank you for following my Instagram. I appreciate that. Do you have a good Christmas, Emma? I hope you did. If you celebrate Christmas, that is. I don't really care if you don't. It's your problem. That's a you problem if you celebrate Christmas or not. But yeah, hope you had a good Christmas, good Boxing Day. I'm back streaming now until New Year's. When New Year's rolls around, I'm probably not going to stream until the New Year. I did. It was great. Awesome. Do you want to know one of the presents I got? It was a fucking kazoo. So, yeah, I got a pack. Yeah, I did too. Thank you. So one of the presents that my girlfriend actually got me, right, was a pack of 6, like, metal kazoos that I'm going to be selling to every single person in my college if I can, just for £1. So, yeah, I got kazoo. And here's the funny thing, right? If you take a kazoo and an empty Pringles can, you get both that monstrosity and a very nice smell of sour cream and onion. I really want sour cream and onion Pringles now. I've already eaten an entire tube, and now I want to eat another entire tube, because I'm a fat bitch. Anyway.
Children, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds.
Testing. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now? God, I made that whole joke about Madam Ping holding a gun between my eyes for nothing if you didn't hear it. I hope you can hear me now, Emma, because it's saying that I'm talking on here, so it should all be working now. Yes. Okay, cool. Right. Everything's sorted now, hopefully. Okay, we're gonna ignore the... Okay. No more problems. If there's any more problems, I'm gonna throw this brand new controller that my brother got me for Christmas to a wall and just walk out the room. Not even gonna end stream, I'm just gonna leave.
That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you.
So apparently we camp out in the wild and we don't have a place of residence, which is understandable because show the controller. I'm not turning on face cam. I don't have a face cam.
I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
What subspace creation?
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis. Part of our illumination, if you will.
Okay, Faith, it's just your bog standard PlayStation controller, but red. That's it. That's the controller.
I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world.
I want to do... Wait, it's like that girl in Bungo Stray Dogs, if you've ever seen that anime. If you haven't, uncultured.
Previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
A trinket, you say? Can we steal it? Is it a thick boy or a thin boy? Okay, just look up red PlayStation controller and then find the most basic image.
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power.
Well, yeah, he is the god of Geo. You would expect him just to, you know, pick up a mountain and place it somewhere of convenience.
But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
Faith, why did you just Discord DM me being thick boy? Okay, fine, I'll send you a wait. Yeah, that's it. That's the exact controller I have. That's it. Yes, thick boy, I guess. What are the missing materials?
That's right. Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Speak for yourself, Paimon. I had trouble just finding Snapdragon for a mission.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need.
Who is it?
More, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
And what are those, if I might ask?
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely.
Sorry, I had to check my stream just for a sec. I thought I was not muted for some reason. Madam Ping sounds like she runs a brothel. Don't say that about Madam Ping. She's a god.
You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies. And if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is Smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it.
Do you see Aether in the background there? He just kind of looks like he's smiling politely, listening to an old lady's rambling, and I kind of like that. Paimon just looks concerned and thinks she needs to go to a hostel.
In any case, Smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the Adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans.
Oof.
Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Who's this child? Is it literal? Is it child, or a literal child, as in a tiny thing?
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
If it is actually child, like the bastard we fought last stream, I might... Aether looks like he went to his grand's for tea, has no clue what's going on, but is just happy to see his nan for once. Yeah, I wish I had that feeling.
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
Oh, does she? So it's not child.
How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
Mundane mortal life isn't so bad when you think about it.
I'm back, Granny.
Yanfei!
Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Bitch, we have, mate. You've been on my party for nearly 3 months.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yanfei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yanfei, I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui.
Could you stop making assumptions about Madam Ping that would put her in a guilty light? She does not run a whorehouse.
Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame.
A shame.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you.
Yanfei, you are on thin ice. I'm gonna kick you off my party permanently and just replace you with D-Luke.
Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
So a lawyer.
Oh, yes. Here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy.
Ah yes, thank you for your business card. That is just thin air, Yanfei. I appreciate
If you
that.
have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment.
Yet. Until I commit a crime, that is.
You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Are you really an Adeptus?
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You
Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Okay, that sounds like a load of family drama. Doesn't need legal assistance until she's caught. Faith, I'll get the kazoo.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently.
Aw, that's sweet.
Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Hang on, how did Rex Lapis, also known as Zhongli, spoiler alert, how did Zhongli contribute to wedding gifts if the fucker is always broke? Get the kazoo? I will. Do you want me to add the Pringles can? Because I will. I'll put in the bank robbery. That's what a bank robbery sounds like. And then this is what it sounds like getting caught. Thank you for coming to my performance. I'm here until I go back to college.
The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
He committed mass bank robbery for the wedding gifts. He probably would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for them meddling kids. He had to say that. No, he probably would have gotten away with it because he's an Adeptus. Like, he's God. A god. So he would have gone away with it. I wouldn't put it past him that he's committed a fair few crimes. Murder is probably on that list.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential.
Do you want to tell me how he committed identity theft? Because I'm genuinely curious on why you say that. Tax fraud is quite more liable, but why identity theft? I don't get it.
Faye, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
He felt like it.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Is she doing her idol animation, or is she actually just reading a book?
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
He got bored one day, so bam, identity theft. Identity theft is a serious crime, Jim.
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Found him. Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores.
Then he opened the whorehouse with Madam Pink. He isn't afraid of the law. I'm gonna put you in timeout, Faith Remaker. Don't make me. Last warning.
He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Well, we'll come with you.
Oh, you want to join me?
Yes.
I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
I'll tell Dad if you put me in timeout. What's he gonna do?
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. That's a first for sure.
I'm not gonna let an Adeptus tell me what crimes I should commit and should not commit. The law will never stop me. Half of these things I say are a joke just to not put me in any actual legal trouble. If I say I'm gonna commit a crime, I won't because I'm too much of a pussy. He'll take your horse mask. I don't have a horse mask.
usual while we're with her.
Well, you know, just don't do anything stupid. Talk to Crossel. Where is he? Yeah, legit, I was just wandering around this area and then boom, Madam Ping had to pop up. The screen's kind of blurry on the laptop. Good thing I have a TV in front of me as well. Also, we totally believe you. You should. Because I will not commit any crime. Because it is wrong. Murder is illegal and you get taught that at a young age. Well, it's illegal unless you get caught. Okay. I might not.
Hello, Mr. Crossel. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
This guy sounds like a sassy fashion designer that's gonna give you life advice, but also bitch about you behind your back.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhiqiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
I'm sorry, how do you pronounce the name? Chi Chow?
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
Rented? You don't just rent a hairpin. You don't put it in your hair for a couple of hours and then, oh, time's over, here, take it back. What if you have head lice? What if you haven't washed your hair? It'll get dirty.
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before...
Oh,
renting it
Zhiqiao.
to her.
Wait, Ju Chow. Okay, Miss Ju Chow. Like, Ju Chow. Okay. You do.
The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Why are his eyes so small compared to everyone else's? Look.
Guaranteed genuine.
Look at Yanfei's.
10 times the value
Right.
payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Look at Yanfei's.
Of course.
Wait for it.
This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need.
Wait for it.
To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
You see how big Yanfei's eyes are?
In that case,
Right?
might you know
Wait for
where
it to-
Mr. Chow lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh,
Look at his eyes.
of
They're
course.
so
She
fucking
wrote this
tiny.
down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Paimon looking good for a stew today. I swear if my girlfriend sent you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossel. We'll be off now.
No one. Literally no one. Not a soul. Potato Overlord 100. Paimon looking good for a stew today. Come on, man. We were just chilling. You have to go and do Paimon like that. It's kind of cannibalism if you think about it. Anyway, D-Luke and I running in the 90s. Let's get it. Wow, 5 viewers. Remake sent me. Fuck you, Faith. 5 viewers is probably the most I've had in like months. Let's go. Why are you climbing? Yeah, that works. Bit weird.
Whatever shall I do?
Oh, what did you do? You missed Jushao?
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossel that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them.
And now you've done yourself because now you earn money. A lot of money. No thanks, Libs. Okay.
I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet.
Well, the best place maybe to keep them would be in your hair. Stupid
I
bitch.
spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
Faith, stop going on about the whorehouse or I'm telling Dad.
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices.
Oh, so you're a woman who's up their own arse then, basically.
That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me.
Oh, she's a narcissist.
But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Guess you'll have to die.
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Deja vu, I've just been in this place before, higher in the streets and I'm Tell him. Okay, I will. 1 second. Okay, I told him.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here.
She's going to be running drugs across Liyue in no time. Have you... Genuine question, Faith. Have you actually ever played Genshin Impact? Like, genuine question. Like, do you play? Okay, good. I was gonna say, you know nothing. Next county lines victim. Oof.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Juqiao somehow.
That would be a little unfair to Crozzle.
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossel the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm going to be in crippling debt for the rest of my life. Why, I did not just bark. What do you mean?
Uh-oh. Juqiao looks like she's about to faint.
Let her.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
So maybe find the hairpins so that we don't make a poor woman go into debt. You know, help her out, maybe?
Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract.
Look, whether you're wearing fake jewellery or not really doesn't matter unless you're one of those people. If you're one of those people, go do one. I have a fake crystal on my necklace that I'm wearing now that my girlfriend got me for Valentine's Day this year. And I really couldn't care less that it's fake.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts.
Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
She sounds like she's about to cry. She sounds like me before I go into an exam.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch, finest quality jade.
Is something the matter?
No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Okay. Are we just going to be going on a whole back and forth thing? Is that what this is going to end up being? Right, where is he? He's down here. Nearly just killed a guy. That doesn't matter. Hello.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
Yeah, if they were in your hair, probably you would be.
About that.
Jiqiao relates the loss of the hairpins.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
Potato Overlord 100 sent me a picture. You now have it in Discord. Oh my god, I should be nervous. What the hell? Opinion. Right, let's keep playing the game like we should be doing, instead of looking at pictures of Paimon as different kinds of food. Fave.
I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite?
What else do you want, her soul?
I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
Well, don't just lay it all on Yanfei. If you can't do maths, just say it.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Her to be a whore. Just gonna ignore that comment.
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
I feel like there's some legal things going on here.
Alright, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossel.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Do you see what I mean when I said about him? He's like a bitchy, he's like a fashion designer, but he's bitchy at the same time.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Charity. Stripping. Maybe consider the whorehouse, dare I say.
Please wait, Mr. Chow.
Where the fuck did she come from?
To discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
She just appears behind the pole like that. They look really weird in my opinion. Okay, where are we going? We're going up here, boys. Alright. Time to run away from the people. I don't know. I'm very tired if you couldn't tell. I kind of just started streaming because I got bored. There's the file. Okay. Hold on, hang on. Whoa, wait. Oh, that's a new thing. Okay. I also have mail. I just seen that I have mail. Is it good mail? No. It could be better. Is there something new on the test run? Nah, you still got Itto. The whorehouse is the only option. Yeah. I'm afraid I have to agree with you there. I'm afraid she might just have to go off to a whorehouse and start stripping.
Honey.
And this is why my streams are not rated for the young.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus Jadeite after all.
Not Smaragdus Jadeite? Really? I never saw that coming considering the tone of your voice and the subtle hints that you were dropping during dialogue. Wow, it's fake?
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy.
Suck a compelling story? You go suck a compelling story. I'm aware that was a typo, it's just really funny.
If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be
Dickhead.
smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Croswell's vicinity.
How would you suck a story? Well, the answer is you grab Kirby. You know, the pink ball Nintendo character Kirby. You grab Kirby, and then you let Kirby do its thing. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
Yes.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face.
Yeah, it's fraud. That's illegal. Come on, Yanfei, you're a lawyer.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it.
For a friend.
Find some argument to compel us to leave.
That's what they all say. They all go, it's for a friend, and they're secretly gonna just use it themselves. You want to suck a story, just, yeah. Wow, I got a message for an NHS booster. Get boosted now. Every adult needs a COVID-19 booster. I'm not an adult. I'm still a minor. Jesus Christ. What lanky one wants to know? You know, sometimes I read these Twitch chat messages and I have no idea what any of you are talking about, nor know what you're referring to, and I just kind of shake my head politely and go along with it. I got that this morning, I was confused. Oof.
And then he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone.
Did you need the kazoo of questioning, as I'm calling it? You know, the... That's what I'm gonna do. Every time I don't understand what the hell you lot are gonna go on about, I'm just gonna go... We clear on that? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep playing the game now, if that's alright with everyone.
After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
I'm gonna put you both in timeout if you keep going on about Onion Daddy. Stop. And that's the kazoo of confusion, because I have no idea what the hell you're going on about. You want to suck off Onion Daddy? What does that mean?
So vivid.
What are you talking about?
Experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Okay, Yanfei, that's not shady at all, but go off, I guess, Queen.
Well then,
No, don't send me Onion Daddy, I've seen it.
like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask
Sends
you
it
to
anyway.
sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
I had one more for every time I heard the word contract. If I took a shot every time I heard the word contract within this whole quest era of Leeway, I might actually be dead.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract.
How have you seen Onion Daddy? Well, you see, you sent me a gif of a random onion dancing and then you put the caption Onion Daddy above it and I was extremely confused. That's how I know about Onion Daddy.
Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
Also, we should not refer to an inanimate object as daddy because that's really fucking weird.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss.
Yeah, and that's why I said don't send me the gift because I've already seen it, Faith. Fucking whore.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well.
Oh my god, how many more things do you have to sign? I can't even write my own signature. I'm fucking 17. Oh, hi, Case. Why the hell are you? Oh, great, my brother's in the stream. Hi, Casey.
And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
Case, just ignore what everyone else is saying in the chat. They're very weird.
Contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
Such an ordeal. Yes.
That should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
Oh, alright.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy.
Need me to do anything?
Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away.
Faith, don't tag my brother if you would please. It's fucking awkward. Don't tag my brother asking him if he wants to know about Onion Daddy. He's 19, for God's sake. Stop.
I don't believe
There are
you're going to
limits.
give an
Draw a line,
investigation
for
with
fuck's
this before,
sake.
In which case, hopefully this should be
Oh
quite
my
the
god.
experience.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
How do you think she's helping you? She's a lawyer. That's kind of her job, you dumb bitch.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself.
He might not.
Strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite.
Yes, he also owns a whorehouse like my... Casey made a terrible decision coming into this Twitch chat. They're all really weird, and I have no idea why I've attracted such people, but here we go.
Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore? I've got it. Let's pay a visit to Chateau, boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore.
That guy's got shit in his name. He's got shit in his name. What a fucking loser.
If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Oh, that's him over there. Oh yeah. I forget these people. Most of them have really hard names to pronounce, which is really annoying. Just because most Leeway is like, okay, from what Gwen told me, Leeway is like sort of themed around China, and then Inuzuma's more like Japan, and then Mondstadt is everywhere else. I don't know, I thought Mondstadt would be a bit more like Germany or something. Libsy, you a biscuit, I wish I was.
Hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
Nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnayan merchant named Krosel, you say?
Okay, those two people just... Yanfei and him just pronounced the same name two completely different ways, and I didn't know if that was possible or not. Because that is probably the easiest name you ever have in Leeway, it's just Crossel. It sounds like croissant, in a way. But how do you actually manage to pronounce that wrong, Shitao? You fucking idiot.
I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus jadeite.
Do I get to fight anyone yet?
That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them.
How did you pronounce croissant? Croissant? Croissant. I pronounce it like any other person would. Croissant, you know. Are you gonna finish that croissant? You know that? No. Wrong. Faith, just because you're from up north doesn't mean everything I say in a southern accent is wrong. Oh, before I forget, you should probably... If you watch my content, you're probably gonna like my brother's content. So if you want to sub to Casey... No, not sub. If you want to... Or maybe sub if you want. If you want to sub to my brother's YouTube channel, or, you know, follow his Twitch, or sub, it's what it is. I don't know what he's got set up on his Twitch or not. But if you want to follow my brother on I'm getting fucking things mixed up now. If you want to follow my brother on Twitch, or subscribe to him on YouTube, I highly recommend you do, because he's been doing this a lot longer than I have, and he's a lot funnier, in my opinion.
He was quite generous with his money, too.
Hold up.
So I didn't give it too much thought.
Wait.
I processed the ore as per his request.
Shito, shut up for a sec. Gameplay. Okay, we back. Right, that's enough of me promoting my brother. Okay.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
His voice reminds me of something, and I don't know, and I know what, but I know none of you will understand it. I don't know why it was further away, but yeah. Libs, can I have power? No. Anyway.
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
Smaragdus nephrite?
Yes. It's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time.
Whoa, 6 viewers. Oh, whoa, hang on, 6. When did I get to 30 followers? Wait, I've just seen that. Thanks for 30 followers. 160 views. Holy shit. 6 viewers at the moment. That is probably the most I've ever had. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I hope all of you 6 viewers and maybe more stick around for future streams. Again, I only streamed because I was bored today, but you know.
It said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give Elemental Sight a shot.
Libs, can I really want power though. Also, congrats. You're not getting power, Faith, because I'm scared of what you're going to do with it.
So, did you find
Whoa.
anything?
Not a trace of elemental energy.
So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
Jichao has a vision. Confirmed.
There's something special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time.
Why couldn't Jichao tell them apart?
These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart.
Understandable.
There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
I'm not that chaotic that I do something bad with the power. I just want it. Well, even if I wanted to give you power, I couldn't because I don't know how to give you power. And again, I don't want to. I would only give you power, Faith, if you were on life support. Why did I think he was all the way over there? I was actually about to just start zooming over here, but he's... I overestimate these things sometimes.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
No, I'm just saying, if you were on life support and, you know, then I'd give you power. What are you going to do to me? That's for me to know and you to not.
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here, it says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
His voice is really annoying. Is that just me? His voice... I can stand Paimon, yeah, because she's like high-pitched, but that voice suits her because she's a little fairy thing. Chatel's voice is just straight up annoying. Like, I'd punch this guy in the face, but it would probably ricochet because he's so fat.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
I hate his voice. Also, his eyes are small like Crossel's.
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
He's so fucking nosy. Oh my god, shut up.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling.
Okay.
If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think.
She always has to do her idol animation just for this shit, doesn't she? Is she gonna do the little nod? No, I can't see it because she...
Jewelry.
Okay.
Nope. Aha! Got it! Singxi. She often helps people to
Singxi.
find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Singxi. Why are all these names like...
How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us.
Can I put beans in your fridge? There's beans in the cupboard, but you can't put beans in the fridge because that would taste fucking disgusting.
But the amendments made by the
I don't even
Judge
eat
to our
beans.
laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
Why don't you put beans in Potato Overlord's fridge, not mine? My fridge is fully stacked from Christmas.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
No. Well, they ain't putting beans in my fridge.
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
Phew.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know?
Yanfei reminds me of that dude from Suits. You know that Netflix series with like the lawyers? And there's that one dude who like can memorize things really well. Like better than a straight 9 student could. Yanfei reminds me of that guy. I don't watch Suits, but my parents have seen it.
Oh, this has nothing to do with being an Adeptus. I just like reading things.
You fucking nerd.
Again with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Singsi.
Singsi. These names are so difficult to pronounce. Like, I'm butchering these and people are probably going to get offended. I'm sorry. I don't know the language. If you could call it a language, I don't... It's just... Why do Meow Studios have to choose such difficult names? I get they're trying to theme this over, like, China. I'm doing everything I can not to get cancelled here from what I'm about to say, but, like, I get they're doing things over, like... They're theming Leeway in, like, modern China sort of thing, and, like, it's beautiful. I really like Leeway. But why do they have to make the names so difficult? Are these, like... Can someone, like, research for me? Are these, like, common Chinese names or something? What language are these names actually based on?
Did the client from last time...
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. I'm just here to ask you a few questions. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossel. Yes,
Crossel.
I remember. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of something he called Smaragdus Jadeite. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to his specifications.
Yeah, those are typically Chinese names from what I'm aware. Yes, I'm butchering these typically Chinese names, and I'm so sorry. They're so difficult to pronounce, but I'm doing my best.
This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I remember it so well.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Apart from a very load of untextured boxes, or weakly textured boxes, but you know, we'll ignore those.
Miss Singsi, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossel commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Crossel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself, the item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Singsi. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that there's been some more trouble?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it. Thanks again.
Yanfei keeps saying it's a minor issue, but this is literal fraud.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
Must be the nature of legal consultancy.
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip. Let's go to Boo Boo Pharmacy to speak with Dr. Baiju.
Oh, we're gonna see Chi-Chi again?
The weirdo with the snake
can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can wrap this case up.
Yes, but she shouldn't alarm the masses. True. Right, Boo Boo Pharmacy. I hope we get to see Chi Chi again. She's really adorable. I want Chi Chi on my team, but I haven't been able to get her yet. Legit, Diluc and Mona are the only 2 5-star characters I have. Actually, wait, I just want to check something. Yeah, character archive, I think. No, it's not character archive. It's party setup. No, it's not even party setup. Wait, what is it? No, it is party setup. Excuse me, it is party setup. Oh, wait. Is it party? Yeah. I don't know if Aloy is a 5-star. I assume they are because they've got the red background and all the 4-star characters have like a purplish background. And then Diluc, Mona, and obviously Aether have like an orange background, so they're 5 stars. But I assume Aloy is.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
Alright, Boo Boo Pharmacy. I'm gonna keep streaming until I get this done, even if it means I go over dinner time. I'm not really having a roast as far as I'm aware. Where's Chi Chi? You're not the pharmacist. Where's Chi Chi? She's adorable. You can't read, what loser. Anyway.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs.
Aw, join her if I could. She's adorable.
And if it isn't Miss Yanfei as well, that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
Honestly, I'm surprised this guy isn't a playable character. He does look like one. He looks like he has a vision. Like the green pendant down there. Yo, do you reckon he's Dendro?
No.
First Dendro character, perhaps?
Time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality, and their illness will only ever get worse.
Yeah, but what does he mean by great changes in personality, though? That's what I'm curious about.
Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yanfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus Jadeite?
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus Jadeite recently. A Snezhnayan merchant came to ask me about it not long ago. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment.
Did the remarkable disappointment sound like this? No, that seemed a bit more dramatic. Oh well.
I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if your pressing business might be related to the Snezhnayan merchant?
Damn, you smart.
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind.
Crystal be a sad boy. Crystal is literally committing fraud and you're calling him a sad boy. This is a criminal.
Baiju guy is as weird as ever.
Yeah, but I like him. I like Baiju.
Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Fucking money.
Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Awesome. Let's take this motherfucker to court and win. Because that's what we do. I've watched Ace Attorney. I know what I'm doing. Crossell is not a sad boy. Crossell is a criminal. What I've noticed about myself is I seem to have a weird liking for characters with snakes around their necks. Like, I do like I think Dr. Baiju is an amazing character. That dude from Demon Slayer with the snake, with like the snake. Does he have a snake? I gotta look this up. Hang on.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
I like this guy. This guy is probably my favorite character in Demon Slayer. I love him. I like his kimono. I like his eyes. He seems crazy, but he's a cool kind of crazy, you know? Is this showing on the stream? It should be. Yeah, I like him. And what's that guy from Black Butler that's like Book of Circus? He's got snakes around him. I never remember his name, but he's not important. But yeah, I just like characters who use snakes. I don't even like snakes myself. I'm kind of scared of snakes, but yeah. Right. Okay, let's go make this guy catch a case in the worst case scenario. My beanie's falling off. I have a beanie, by the way.
Faye, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Could you maybe grow your eyes a little bit and look like the rest of us? Thank you.
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
The camera angles just say it all.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this.
You ever seen a lawyer frame someone? Because I haven't.
I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore laid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question.
Show the evidence from the trade mystery. Jade mystery.
Record from the Jade mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite, he returned the valuable Jadeite core to me, and some Nephrite samples remain in the store.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. Seems like he came prepared. What should we do next?
Hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler.
The Ming Chiu jewelry?
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
His face is really punchable. Can I slash it off of him?
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet.
Yanfei looks really dead inside. Is that just me?
Traveler, would you do the honors?
The evidence from
This
Boo Boo
shall serve
Pharmacy.
as decisive proof of our case.
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus jadeite?
I had no idea.
Her nan has her working a side gig. Bruh.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually
inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Ms. Zerchow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
She's got sass. I love it.
Yeah, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
Again, that's legal consultancy for you.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price. But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant state of agitation, too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again.
Okay, but you claim the hairpins were made of Smaragdus jadeite, therefore it is fraud.
I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Zhiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
I know a bit of the law myself, you know. I know a bit of it. So why did you charge Zhiqiao such an extortionate rental price? I can't read.
If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
Yeah, overpricing cuck.
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
I'll go cry about it, croissant.
Alright, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Ms. Zerchow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
10 times?
What the?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
Let him.
As for me, according to my contract with Ms. Zerchow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite.
Oh no, what a shame.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much, Mora.
No, he kind of does. That's the contract.
Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not, I think I owe some compensation for that.
Ms. Zhiqiao, You...
However, Mr. Crossel, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
You are a mortal, you will fall ill. That is not a good idea.
What? But I...
Is she a mortal?
This cursed rock's brought me enough grief as it is.
Yanfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust that it will suffice as remuneration?
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go. But whatever. It'll do.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yanfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more appropriately.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr. Crossel come to an understanding?
Well, yes, I believe we have.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossel, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so? That's good. That's good.
Actually, Mr. Crossel, I'd like to talk business for a second, if I may. I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores.
I'm sorry, those are the... Are you saying those are the hairpins? They just look like flat-out crystals. You can't be saying those are the hairpins.
If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores, I think we could do some fine business between us.
Let me think for a moment.
Have you thought? Well,
that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
yes, though there were some twists and turns along the way.
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But this time, you managed to solve the problem with just a big stack of documents.
Welcome to Leeway, I guess.
Even though the solution didn't involve actually finding the hairpins.
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near worth what the vendor had claimed it to be was the more efficient solution.
Can't say I've ever met an Adeptus like you before.
An Adeptus? Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which case, you would have heard what Granny said. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
That's true. Yeah, I can see where she's going with that.
As someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
I think there is more than just reason involved here, Paimon.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for a while now.
I'm surprised she's not had a heart attack and died or something, just wondering where you were. Speaking of, where is Granny again? I forget. But I think this has been a good stream so far, you know? We've gotten a whole quest done and we're an hour and 18 in, so I feel like this makes for a good stream. It's this way, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, a whole quest like this makes for a good stream. It's like a chill stream. There's not been much action. We've been doing more legal work than anything. Could I be a lawyer? No, I can stand it. If I was in a courtroom, I'd end up crying. But you know.
Ah, you've returned. How did it go? Were you able to find the Smaragdus jadeite?
We were, thanks to Yanfei.
Good, good. Then we have all the materials we need.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you? All right, then. Go see to your business. Granny should be able to handle the rest.
Oh, she calls herself Granny. That's so sweet.
I'm off then. Bye. Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you.
Why?
I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts, too.
Oh, sick.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving!
Someone wanted to get out of cleaning duty, so she just, you know, ran.
That child. she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis.
A truly unique Adeptus.
Ah, indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all.
Garrulous, that's a new word.
Ah, Liyue is not the same place I once knew.
Aw, Granny, you're old, you fucking boomer.
All right, then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still owe you a little gift.
Ooh, Paimon's so excited! How is it made?
And how long does it take?
It is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. Just wait here for a moment.
Okay. Madam Ping begins to construct the gift.
There we go. This Serenity pot is all yours now.
Hey, we get the Serenity pot! Let's go! I've been waiting for this.
If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen.
We could cause world destruction if we smash this thing on the ground. That sounds awesome.
Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively inside.
Thanks, Granny.
Wait a minute, Granny. How exactly are we supposed to use this teapot?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.
Is the little helper? Serenity pot unlocked. This miraculous teapot knows. Oh, why doesn't it give me? Oh. Open a workshop. Well, I guess we could do a teapot called home next stream because it's quite late and I need my dinner and I'm very hungry. Let's see what. I keep going into the wrong things. What is wrong with me? There we go.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Alright, I suppose I could leave the stream here for today. It's been a nice one. It's probably the most views I feel like I'm having a stroke. It's probably the most views we've ever had in a stream, which I'm really grateful for. So thank you all so much for coming, and I should probably turn this down. So I'm talking. You want to hear Deluxe Eagle? Yeah, so it's probably been the most views we've ever had in a stream, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you very much. Even if you just pop in to say hi, I'm very grateful that you visited and all that. Honestly, just being here means so much to me. But yeah, this marks the D-Luke, I'm talking. This marks the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for coming. It's been a pleasure having you all here. Hello and goodbye to all of the VOD viewers. Thank you ever so much if you made it this far. Whether you've got me on in the background while you're drawing or you're just straight up watching me, thank you so much. I appreciate you all ever so much, and I love you all so much. Thank you for coming to the stream, and I will see you next time where we continue a teapot called home. Bye, guys!